Phoebe. I just want Phoebe and Knox to be together. That's all I want. Hey lovelies, I'm Grace, and today I'm joined with a special guest, Bree, and we are the Book Bugs. In today's video, we're doing a reading vlog, but not just any reading vlog, Bree, that you've been guest starred on. Today, as we are filming this, it is July 25th, 2023. You know what that means. Karen at McManus's One of Us is Back, the final book in her trilogy of One of Us is Lying, came out. It's its release day, and it finally arrived in the mail. Thought we would be able to film this in the morning, and then do a cute little, lunch in between, but, life happens. So now we're filming this in the evening. So let's unbox this real quick. Oh my, screaming. Look at this. She's so pretty. Yeah, and then here's the back. So yeah, we're going to be reading different books. I'm going to be reading this one, and this is going to be a non-spoiler vlog, so I will do my best to not spoil anything. I'm hoping it'll be a non-spoiler. If it ends up being a spoiler, I'll warn you guys. Alright, and then Bree's just going to be joining us with some little graphic novel reading. She's going to be reading The Babysitter's Club, Christie's Great Idea. And then for backup, she's also going to read Drama, which is also by Raina Telgemeier. Great book. So yeah, I guess we'll get started with the reading. Okay, so I am 4 pages in. Bree literally looked at me and was like, seriously?
I was like, aren't you only 2 pages in? And she's like, I'm on page 4.
I'm literally on page 4, and the best thing that I just saw, just appeared, because the POVs for, this, which, by the way, was announced on my TikTok. I'll put it up on the screen, right here, so you can go follow. I really want to say the quote. It's not really spoilers, but it's really funny, so I'm just gonna show it real quick. It says, possibly only me, since nobody fully buys Phoebe and Knox's insistence that they're just friends. They're not just friends, okay? Phoebe definitely is pining after Knox, and Knox is definitely pining after Phoebe. We know this from One of Us is Next. Great book, okay? I literally changed the star rating from 4 stars to 4.5 the second time around when reading it. So
Period.
Yeah. So I guess we'll update you when there's more, but who knows? So I'm on page 8. And something happens. I remember making a video about it and posting it on TikTok about predictions and stuff when it said the synopsis of what the book was going to be about.
Right.
And I remember one of my predictions was person who, by the way, if you have not read the first 2 books, this is your spoiler warning right now for One of Us is Lying and One of Us is Next. There will be spoilers for those 2 books. But I'm going to do my best to have no spoilers be for One of Us is Back, but if there is, editing me will correct me. One of my guesses in that video was that the person who was, I guess you could say, the antagonist, the villain in the first book in One of Us is Lying, he returned. Jake is back, and I was right, because that was one of my guesses. I was like, oh my god, he's going to be back. He's back. They literally just announced his name on page 8, and I'm literally like...
There was an audible gasp. I was like, girl, calm down. This cannot be...
It is serious. It's serious. I can't stress that enough. It's so important. This is so important to me, okay?
I know.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, if you read both the books, you'll understand the importance of this. This is so important to me. No wonder why they started out with Addie first, because I don't remember if I said it. If I do, I'll just cut it out. But the POVs for this book is Nate, Phoebe, and Addie. And they start off with Addie first. It makes sense why they did, because they announced Jake. So, dude, I don't know what's going on here anymore.
I don't know either, man.
I just work here, man. So I guess we'll see what else will be happening. Bree's gonna try and keep me in check with reality.
Yeah.
So
it's really hard.
Yeah. Also, if the background looks different, it's because I'm home for summer break. That's why I'm hanging out with my best friend here. That's why she decided to courageously join us today. So everyone welcome Bree. Claps for her. You better be clapping, because she's my best friend.
I'm really cool. like me. I need validation.
But yeah, so that's why the background kind of looks different. No LED lights, it's just posters and Ninjago figurines. So, yeah, we'll update you when there's more.
Hello everyone, I'm just here as a quick voiceover just to tell you guys that actually on July 31st, me, Gabby, and Jack, we actually went to go see Karen M. McManus, the author of this book that I'm doing the reading vlog for currently right now, as you can see. And we actually got to meet her, do the book signing, and it was a great experience. It was a lot of fun. So here are some photos from that. I had a lot of fun with both Gabby and Jack. I'm very grateful that they both came with me. I feel like I wouldn't have had as much fun if they didn't come along. And everyone, please comment down below a worm for Jack, because she drove in a freaking rainstorm to get us down there on time. So like, everyone comment for Jack, show her some love, and everyone comment down below a butterfly for Gabby for putting up with me and whatnot. But yeah, we got some signings. I got all of my copies of all of her books signed. So yeah, that's everything. We'll get back to this B-roll. So enjoy the vlog.
On page 33, the last sentence of page 33, before the end of chapter 3. Oh my god. Let's just say, me guessing that Jake was coming back, it quite literally solidified on this page. Miss Riordan, who's too overcome with emotion to process the fact that her good news sucks for everyone else, roots around her bag for a tissue before answering Vanessa's question. It's more than that, she says shakily, pressing it to her eyes. He's coming home. Also, for some reason, Vanessa's back. Vanessa is a character in this, when we literally haven't heard a word from Vanessa since book 1, so I don't know why she all of a sudden has like a chapter with Nate, but weird. However, I'm now on chapter 4, and holy fuck. So basically what's happened so far is Jake did some sort of like interview at the school, and Addie was at Bronwyn's house with Maeve and they were watching it. And then it was just him answering questions and stuff at the school, at the high school, even though it's June 22nd, they had just let out of school. I don't know why they're holding it at the school, even though they just got off for summer break, but they are. Then we go over to chapter 2, which is Phoebe's chapter. For some reason, she was at the school watching Jake answer questions. Why she's there?
That's suspicious. That's weird.
We don't know yet. However, when that ends, she then goes to work. She sees Maeve. Maeve is starting to suspect Phoebe was there because she was like, I even saw someone who looked like you in the audience. And then Phoebe's like, huh, that's crazy. I was at the doctor's office. Okay, Phoebe. After her shift, she goes to Knox's house, and this is the part where I'm sad. She said that we're better off as friends, but the only reason that she's being friends with him, and she said that, is so that he doesn't drag her into her shit because of the ending of book 2 of One of Us Is Next. And in case if you haven't read One of Us Is Next, here's a spoiler for the end of that. They found out that the person who was anonymously messaging the dude in that, what was his name again? Wasn't it like Jackson? We're just gonna say Jackson. Jackson, he planted like a bomb at the end and then got caught for it, and he ratted out the person he was talking to, but it was actually Emma, Phoebe's sister, who pretended to be Phoebe because Emma was mad at Phoebe for sleeping with her boyfriend at the time. They found out at the end of book 2 that the person who continued doing the shit was actually Owen, which is Emma and Phoebe's younger brother. And he was like 12 in book 2. Now he's 13. So now he's kind of like the I hate everyone and myself kind of attitude. You know what I mean? That's why her and Knox aren't together. She's just like, I don't want to drag him into my shit, but I really want to be with him. And then Knox, you know, is just being like, listen, we can't just watch teen rom-coms together in my bed this close if we're just gonna be friends. Because he did ask her out, and then she was like, we're better off as friends, as like a way to protect him. Knox and Phoebe better get together by the end of this book. I love them. Not as much as Bronwyn and Nate, my favorite ship, but we need more of Phoebe and Knox. So yeah, that's the update, and we are literally only 4 chapters in. Like, that's how much I've read, and this is how much I have to go. So I will update you when there's more. I just read, top of page 39. I will not read this part to try to keep the non-spoiler stuff. Something just happened. Well, shit. This poor girl. Poor Addie. Poor Addie. That's the chapter that we're in, where page 39 is at. Okay, I'll update you when there's more. Okay, so I've had dinner, and I had some blue candy, so that's why my lips are blue. And then I just threw my hair up and changed positions because it's more comfortable this way. So I just finished chapter 5, I believe, because it was another Phoebe chapter. And something that I have yet to see in One of Us is Lying, because I believe in the first one it would be 2 characters as POVs within a chapter, sometimes 3, sometimes it was all 4. And then in the second book there were like news prompts and stuff like that, like news stories and whatnot before chapters. This time they have something different. They have a Jake 6 years earlier. Yeah, so they have a 6 years earlier, and it's Jake's POV. Actually, it's in third person. That's a new thing that I never saw in the series before, so I'm interesting to see Jake's point of view. Back with another update. I am now on chapter 8. I am this far in. It's not much, but it's honest work. That one chapter where it was 6 years ago taking place in Jake's POV was very interesting. It was just something about like him and his dad and like how similar they are. And then when it was in middle school and he had his friendship with Simon at that time, we had Nate's POV and Addie's POV. For Nate's POV, it was just about kicking a roommate out, nothing much, and on how Jake started working out at the school. Like, he's on the school grounds, but he's not allowed to be in the building. Weird. Addie's POV, her and Ashton, and you find this out literally in the first chapter. Ashton is pregnant, and apparently it was like a surprise pregnancy. They're just going shopping for cribs, like baby stuff. We find out while they're shopping, well, Addie finds out while shopping with her sister. So in the synopsis, I believe that it says, yeah, it says, at first the mysterious billboard seems like a bad joke, time for a new game, Bayview. So that has already happened. It happened within the first like 3 chapters, but it was brought up again, and we're at the point where Ashton, she's like, yo, Addie, just so you know, people were complaining because they thought it was some like marketing thing for a product. Turns out someone hacked it because it was a digital billboard. Looks like there's a new game, Bayview. Watch out. So yeah, page 76. We're almost 100 pages in. We already beat the 50-page mark. Let's continue. So now I'm on chapter 10, and I'm using my little booklight that I got for Christmas. It's a Harry Potter Hedwig booklight, and it's really cute, but I'm using that to help with the reading process. And so far, like it's stated in the flap, but when a member of the Bayview crew disappears, it's clear that this game is serious and whoever's in charge isn't sharing the rules, or maybe there aren't any. We just found out in chapter 8-9 who the person that was kidnapped was, which person in the Bayview crew was taken. I'm not gonna say though, because I want to try and keep it as spoiler free as possible, but I'm telling you this, chapters 8 and 9, that's when you find out who the person that was kidnapped was taken. That's where I'm at right now. That's my check-in point. I'm on page 97, so I'm basically 100 pages in. And one more thing that I did want to mention before I go back to reading is people have been giving Phoebe a lot of shit recently, and they need to leave my girl alone, okay? Like, people need to leave my girl Addie alone, people need to leave my girl Phoebe alone, okay? And Nate deserves the world. I feel like this book was written just for me, because every single character that has a POV in this book, so Nate, Phoebe, and Addie, they are like my favorite characters of all time. I love every single one of these characters. Even though, I will be honest, my favorite book in One of Us is Next was Nox. Loved Phoebe. Okay, she was also one of my favorites. My favorite in One of Us is Lying, it was Addie. Like I mentioned in the reading each other's favorite books video, she was my favorite character. And Nate is just, he's just universally liked in this series. Like, I feel like everyone likes him. Kind of like Cooper. You just like Cooper.
I felt like this book was specifically written for me because it has my favorite characters as the, like, main characters telling the story.
We're still in Nate's POV because it was Nate's POV in chapter 9 and I'm on chapter 10 and it's still Nate. Let's continue. Alright, time to check in again. I am now on chapter 14. We are in Phoebe's point of view again because we were in her point of view for chapter 13. And I will tell you this. So remember how I said before that where it said in the synopsis that someone got kidnapped and it's part of the new game now? Well, the person who was kidnapped, they were rescued, they're fine, they're okay, they're back together and whatnot. And it was someone from the Bayview crew, but they're back now and they're okay, at least alive. Obviously they're not okay, they were drugged and taken. So that's where I'm at. I'm on page 120, so that's as far as I made it so far. I believe that the halfway point, because I think the story is like 350-ish pages, like 360. So the halfway point's gonna be about like 180. I'll see if I can check in when I'm around like 150, when something new happens, or even when I'm at the halfway point. That could be fun. So that's my non-spoilerish update, kind of. Because if you want to know who was the person that was taken, read it. I'll update you when more happens. I just finished chapter 14, and you know how I said earlier that there was a Jake like chapter from 6 years before when it was middle school? They did it again, but this time, I don't know if you could see there, but it's for Simon. They did it for Simon, and it's for 6 years before. This should be interesting. I guess we'll find out more when we read more. Okay, so I'm on chapter 17 now. This is how far I am in the book so far. So I'm on page 146, so I'm about 150 pages in. Oh my god. I thought that the kidnapping thing was only gonna happen once. It happened again, but to a different Bayview crew member. Y'all, shit is going down. Shit is going down, bro. And they already have a suspect and who they think it is. So they're going to that place to investigate right now, because now we're in Addie's POV, so we're searching for it. And I guess I kind of gave it away on who definitely was not one of the people that was kidnapped. Oops. But Addie and a couple other people are with her to investigate this specific area, and holy shit, dude. It's getting intense, it's getting good. The tea is there.
Oh, so hot. Damn!
This is so good. This has like a lot of my favorite things in it. Okay, I need to keep reading. Because the suspense is killing me. So, quick thing I have to say to update. I'm on chapter 18 now, page 152. But the person who was kidnapped wasn't actually kidnapped. Their phone just got destroyed, so they weren't able to contact everyone right away. And even the person was like, this was literally probably the worst thing to happen after what just happened to the other person. And it was the longest, most silliest story ever. And I was like, you poor thing. Like, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong for this person, including them losing their phone. And they were like, no! So they had to quickly, like, rush back to their house to call. Oh my god. These poor people, they don't get a break. They don't get a break. But yeah, that's the quick update. That person wasn't actually kidnapped. They just couldn't contact anyone because their phone was destroyed. And these poor people that went to try and go to the location to investigate and save the person, they're just like, thank fucking god. But it's fine. They're all good. Now they're just gonna take a picture of the one room to see if the one person can identify it. Because apparently, the person who was taken the first time, they woke up and they thought that they saw like a specific like design in like a room. And then the one person was like, I think I know where that is. That was the place they were going to investigate. And then now they were like 2 miles from the place, so they're gonna go there quickly, get a picture of it, and then see if they could show it to the person to be like, was this it? So, yeah, that's what's next, and that's what's happened so far, but I don't know, that made me laugh. It was so funny. It was making me worried. Like, I was worried for everyone in the scenario, but it was a false alarm, and it was the funniest false alarm ever. So, that's it. Everyone's good. I'm glad everyone's okay. I'm glad my I'm glad they're all good, so that's it. So I finally made it to part 2. Oh, hold on. So I finally made it to part 2, and holy fuck, y'all. I am flabbergasted, bewildered, I'm speechless, because another person was just kidnapped, but it wasn't anyone in the Bayview crew. It was just some random person that went to the high school and that graduated with, like, Bronwyn, Nate, Addie, and Cooper. Like he graduated in, like, their class. And he was taken because apparently he's like a roommate of Nate's now, and I'm not gonna say which roommate, but one of the roommates was taken. Like what happened to the one person when they were kidnapped, they were drugged, taken in some part of the school, and then there was words written on like their right arm. The first word that was on the person's arm was practice, and then on this person's arm, on the roommate's arm, the word was makes. So I think it's gonna spell out practice makes perfect. And only one character said that so far, because that was literally in the beginning of the book. So I think it's Jake. That's my guess. And this isn't really like a spoiler thing or something. This is me genuinely like guessing who it is. And obviously when I finish reading the book, I'm not gonna tell you if I was right or wrong, or who knows, maybe I will. Maybe I will tell you if I was right or wrong. If not, it's probably some made up character that Karen created to fit the universe. Probably one of Jake's pen pals or whatever. But yeah, I am now 187 pages in. I am halfway. This is what I've read. This is what I have left. I am basically halfway through now. I'm going to try to finish it tonight, but if not, hopefully, because there's probably 3 parts to it, like the first 2 books. So hopefully I could at least finish part 2 tonight, and then I'll finish part 3 tomorrow. And if I don't finish part 3 tomorrow, I'll try to finish it Thursday. We're gonna get this done. We're gonna finish this book. Okay? We're gonna get it done. I'm so excited. I have so many thoughts, so many opinions, so many theories. And I know something that we did address, actually, in talking about each other's favorite books was, I know Jack. So if Jack ever watches this message is for you. Jack, in this book, since Nate is one of the people whose POV that we get to see through in this book, at one of his jobs, Vanessa was there. And they were having this conversation. This isn't a spoiler or anything. This is just a conversation that they were having. And let me see if I can actually find... Oh yeah, here's the quote. "Why do you keep coming here?" I finish. I mean it as a joke, kind of, but Vanessa flushes and stares at the counter. "I don't know if you've noticed, Nate, but everyone I graduated with hates me." "Not everyone," I say, and she gives me a worried smile. "Am I growing on you? Like mold?" "You're not the worst person who's ever come here." She snorts. "Thanks for your support. Look, I just think if you want to have a conversation about what happened in high school, I'm not the person you should be having it with. You might have given me a hard time occasionally, but I gave it right back. I said stuff to you that I wouldn't say today, no matter how mad I was. And you know what? I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry I talked shit about your sex life in the cafeteria after Cooper was outed." Vanessa blinks, startled. "Are you apologizing for standing up for Cooper?" she asks. "Because I was out of line that day. I'm apologizing for how I did it. I shouldn't have gone there." Okay. Nate apologizes to Vanessa for slut-shaming her, basically. And I feel like that is something that definitely puts people who did not really like that in the first book minds at ease. Because even though Vanessa acknowledges, she was like, "Listen, I was a shitty person, like, why are you apologizing for standing up for someone who I was literally being shitty to?" And he's like, "Well, the way that I did it wasn't right, so I'd still want to apologize for that." And that definitely shows a lot of growth, especially since he even said, even today, like, if you were to get me that mad, I wouldn't say that kind of stuff. It wouldn't happen. So he's apologizing for his previous actions. So I feel like that's something for y'all to know. Something very nice and interesting that I really liked. And it shows character growth, because it shows that Nate obviously isn't the same person in the first book, and I really like it. Even though that message was mostly for Jack, because I know that she would probably want to see something close to that, but I figured everyone else should know too. Okay, so update. It is now July 26th. It is a Wednesday. It's the next day, as you can see. I got some reading done. I did a little bit of reading before bed after I showered and stuff. I read a couple of chapters, and then I also read a couple of chapters now. I'm on 28. Someone has disappeared, but it's not one of the Bayview crew members. The tea is piping hot. It is
going. So yeah, this is how far away I am. This is how much I have left. Can't believe how far I am, man. It's insane. I'm just flying through this. This, honestly, I think it's about to be my next 5-star read, possibly my next favorite book of all time. I don't know yet because I don't know how it ends, but this might be another 5-star read for me. I guess we'll see when we keep reading it and stuff like that. But I'm gonna take a break for today because my other best friend is coming over and I'd like to spend some time with her before I have to go back to school. I will update you when there's more. I'm gonna enjoy my time with my best friend and my family and stuff, but I'm gonna try and read more. Hopefully I can read more tonight. Possibly maybe finish it, but hopefully I'll get it done by tomorrow. That's the update. Hey lovelies, it is July 27th, I think. Yeah, July 27th. It's about 10 o'clock at night. I know it's a bit late for me to do another update, but I just read a couple more chapters. I'm now on chapter 30, and holy shit, there is so much tea that just happens. Okay, I'm feeling good. I'm on page 257, so I have about 100 pages left to go because this is 356 pages. So I'm really excited. I'm in the final 100 pages, and also I'm wearing my Melanie Martinez shirt because I love her. I love Melanie Martinez. She's great. That's all gonna say for that because I don't want to spoil too much, but let's just say something just happened to Jake. That's all I'm gonna say on that. So let's continue. Okay, I'm on chapter 35 right now, and my only update is why the hell are so many people getting kidnapped? Like, how many times do you need to be... There are so many characters that were kidnapped in this book, it's not even funny. Like, it's more than what should have been. Oh my goodness. Why? Why are there so many people getting kidnapped? I don't know. I don't know. But that's my only update. Other than I'm on page 302, so I have like 50 pages left. I'm almost done. I can't believe I'm almost done. So I'm either going to be updating, the next time I update, it's either going to be when I finish the book or when something else pops up. So I'll see you then. Oh my god, y'all. I just finished One of Us is Back. I did want to pause a few times in between to look at the plot twists and talk about them, but I was like, no, I need to finish it. I need to finish it so then I can talk about it. Holy crap. The ending. Oh my god, I love this book so much. 5 stars. I'm already giving it 5 stars. Are you kidding? It is the perfect ending to this trilogy ever for all the characters. Okay? They've all arced. They are not the same as when they were first introduced. Every single one of them. Literally every single one of them. Even Vanessa, surprisingly. I think the only spoiler that I'm gonna give is Vanessa was a pretty prominent character in this book. And not only did she apologize for her actions to Cooper, and also when Chris was literally yelling at her, being like, you think that you being a homophobe is just, and apologizing for it is gonna fix anything? She's like, no, you're right. I sucked. And then he's like, okay, well, you're gonna start doing this, and this as like a start to pay for payback. And she's like, fine, I'll do it. Yeah, you're right. So I'm glad that Vanessa recognized that what she did was wrong. Nate also recognized that what he said to Vanessa of him slut-shaming her was also wrong, so I'm glad that he apologized for that. Lots of mentions from the first book, and holy freaking crap, y'all. I remember in the one post that she did where she said that Simon was gonna get his own POV. Well, so did Jake. And there was some very important information in those. Like, you could really get inside the mind of Jake and Simon in those chapters. Even though, to be fair, it was third person. It wasn't first person like when it was Addie, Nate, and Phoebe. For Jake and Simon, it was third person POV. It was a third person point of view. And to be honest, to tell this story, it was very necessary to get inside Jake's head and Simon's head, especially from when they were in middle school. So I think that it was a perfect thing to include for this book, and I loved it so much.
It was just, the ending was just tied into a neat little bow, and it's the way on how no matter which book you're reading, you can never get away from Simon. Like, just love how each of the mysteries in each of the books, Simon is always connected into it somehow. Like, it all leads back to Simon. It always leads back to Simon. And I just love that for this. Like, it always leads back to Simon because he knew everything. He knew all the secrets, and he was killed for it. Well, he died because of it. This was so good. This was so good. This is a great book. This is a great book. This is one of my favorites. Literally, I'm shocked on the amount of people that were kidnapped in this book. One of them got kidnapped more than once. There was a false alarm kidnapping. Yeah, that ending row, let me tell you, I kind of guessed what happened because they were also trying to solve another mystery as well, and I ended up being correct, but I was like, my intuition was right. I love solving mysteries in this. But yeah, this was a great book. I loved it. I'm giving it 5 stars. Sad to say goodbye to the series. I'm so sad to say goodbye to the series. If I were to leave off on anything, my favorite character in this book, oh my god, my favorite character in this book, I'm gonna have to say all 3 of them. Phoebe, loved her in this book. She definitely arced, and her ending, well deserved. Finally. Nate, loved him in this book. Nate actually played a big part in this, and like I said, he's not the same person that he was in the first book. He's barely the same person that he was in the second book. He's definitely arced and progressed. And then Addie, we love Addie. She has arced so much in this book. There were some things where I was like, okay, I was not expecting that for her character, but I don't hate it. Because, I guess this will be a little bit of a spoiler, but apparently her and Keeley shared a kiss. And then towards the end of the book, Vanessa, visited Keeley in Cape Cod, because that's where Keeley was for vacation. They visited her, and then Vanessa even made like a joke like, oh, Addie and Keeley were really nice to each other. And Addie was even saying in the book where she's like, I mean, Keeley's the first girl that I've ever really liked that way. I still like boys, but I guess Addie's bisexual now? Pan, maybe? I don't know, I don't want to name labels, but good for her. Good for her. Slay Addie. We love Addie. All 3 of them were amazing in this book. Love them. I'm so sad to say goodbye to this book. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video of my reading vlog and seeing my reactions, be sure to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more reading vlogs where I read some of my favorite books or just other books. And be sure to check out some videos that Gabby made, videos that Jax made, and some of our other group content. And comment down below if this was also a 5-star read for you. What was your favorite character in this book? What was your favorite part? And did the mystery make sense for you? Were you able to guess it? Were you able to think what's happening? Are you also sad that this series has come to an end? Let me know in the comment section. And yeah, also follow us on our social media. I will put it around here. And I think I'm also gonna put a link to my Goodreads and Storygraph if you guys want to follow me on there too. And that's more of an optional thing. You don't have to. I'm just gonna put it there if y'all want to. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye!